Hey everyone, and welcome back to another King Arthur Legends Rise video. So I'm sorry that I've been a little MIA lately, guys. I had to take a work trip, and when I got back, I ended up getting sick. I'm still kind of sick, but I wanted to get you guys a video out. So that's what we're doing today. We're actually going to be talking about Bull's Favor Stage 9. Reason why we're talking about this is with the introduction of Forbidden Dungeon Hard. These stages really require you to have maximized gear. Like, I think this is a step above all of the stage 10s that we have in the game. You know, from the gear dungeons, from all of the level up dungeons, like Tarask and Altry and all that. So, if you're going to be going up against these stages, you really need to have all of your heroes ascended. To utilize that banner. I think the banner becomes even more important now because the set bonuses on your heroes from these keepsakes, I think is going to be huge. I think the Unity set is going to be pretty important to get additional bulk. Now, I've seen people ended up, doing really well on hard, but it's like, these are just like the crazy whales that have just insane amounts of money put into this thing, and they're just raw damaging it. It's basically, really high-speed Morgans with high-speed Sergius and Flame Relics and Chivalry 10 Bediviers, all of those things. So for the common man, I think we're going to end up needing, a lot more bulk, a lot more individual stats, and that's where this stuff comes in. So I did want to show the Bull's Favor 9 because I think it's pretty free-to-play friendly. Also, I don't think you should be farming any of the Favor dungeons unless you can consistently farm Stage 9. The drop rates for the gold statues are just like so bad under Stage 9. So I think you should at least be able to farm Stage 9. So let's talk about this team. So Arthur in his Wind Relic. This Wind Relic is absolutely amazing. It does pretty high damage, but it does insanely high damage whenever you're going up against a Frost enemy. And on Stage 9, there is a Frost Tristan, who is the main damage dealer. So if you can kill him, then your run is basically a cakewalk. Sadly, whenever you have this on auto, the AI is pretty dumb, and it likes to spread out the damage. So you might not have like extremely fast runs, but at least you'll be able to do it. So let's go check out Arthur and why he's so good. He has two really good passives that give everyone in the favor critical rate increase 3, which is 60%. It is for 2 turns if you have it fully skilled out, and then he increases buff durations. He also gives himself critical strike rate damage increase. So if you're able to target Tristan at the beginning, there's even a possibility that he one-shots. The relic that you're using, like I said, is going to be the Wind Relic. I got pretty unlucky with my skill ups here, but if you're able to max this, his damage output is just really good. So yeah, he does really good damage. You're just going to be spamming that ability. Now, I have him in an attack set and crit set. These are his stats. So he's got 52% crit rate because he gives himself an additional 60% from his passive. He's got decent speed and okay attack, and then his crit damage is somewhat high, but again, he boosts his crit damage as well on his other passive. So, yeah, on the substats of your gear, I'm basically looking for the attack percentage, crit damage, crit rate, attack speed, all those things. A little bit of hit accuracy here and there doesn't hurt. He is using an attack percentage ring, and he's using a crit damage earring set. Again, because he gives himself crit rate up 3, which is a big boost, so you really want to prioritize crit damage here. And then he's got attack speed. Attack speed on the ring and the orb is going to be really, really important for 90% of your heroes, and that's what our Arthur is utilizing. He's got a flat attack belt, and he's got crit damage on the banner. Ideally, I would have an attack speed strife orb. However, I do not have one. If I did, that would just make him so much better, because whenever he killed someone, he would get an attack boost and heal himself. But that is Arthur. Now, Luke. Luke is actually a really, really strong healer. He also has a good second passive, which is whenever he uses his skill 1, he charges all allies' attack gauge by 50%. This is really great. It's a great skill. It is, however, on a 3-turn cooldown if it's fully maxed, and you can only use that twice. However, in a favor dungeon like this, 2 uses is probably all you really need. So I have him in a speed set, actually, because I don't have good enough vigor set, and most of my good vigor is on other heroes. But the thing that I'm looking here for Luke is just HP, defense, some survivability, also maybe some attack speed here and there. But because he's in the speed set, I don't need speed as much, just because I get a nice boost from the speed set itself. So he's wearing an HP necklace, an HP earring, and then here he has a recovery ring with attack speed on the substat. The reason why is because he just has enough speed from the speed set that I really didn't need another attack speed ring. Here I do use the attack speed orb though, and he's got a flat defense. So as I mentioned, his heal is what we're using him for. Really big heal. I leveled this up a little bit, so now he's got 17% of his HP will heal all allies. And then his skill 1 is the thing that charges the attack gauge of everybody. So that's Luke. Now, Djerit is completely negotiable. You don't need him, but he was the hero that I had built in Vigor already. All of his gear is absolutely atrocious, but it's enough for him to be able to clear Gorgo's 10. And here, again, I'm just using him for the Vigor charge to allow, our Arthur to consistently utilize his skill 3. So really nothing here. This is a 4-star Vigor set with just defense rolls and attack speed. A little bit of HP and defense here. A little bit of HP here. Flat HP on the Vigor set. Flat defense percentage on the earring. And then he does have a 4-star attack speed ring. And he doesn't even have his orb unlocked. So that's all I'm utilizing him for. He'll use his skill 1. Now, Clementine, I think, is one of the underrated stars here. She changes from a healer and control hero prior to Chivalry 8. But once she gets Chivalry 8, she actually turns into a damage-dealing control hero. So that's how we have her built. I'm pretty excited about this hero, and it's one of the reasons why I've been farming Bull's Favor, is because this Chivalry 8, I think, is very, very strong for a couple different dungeons, especially for people that don't have Gillian. So on her passive 2, whenever she uses her skill 3, she ends up using this Future to Come ability, which is an AoE on everyone, deals a decent multiplier, but then it does additional damage based on her effect accuracy, which is 2%. So it'll increase the amount of damage on this ability by 2% for each point of effect accuracy. And then it also reduces everyone's attack gauge. The bad thing is she does inflict sleep on herself. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Now, when she's Chivalry 8, anytime an ally attacks, she actually has a 10% chance to do the ability from her passive 2. That's why she turns into a damage dealer. It's really cool. Her first passive is good, though, which is whenever she uses her skill 2, which on all of her relics is a healing ability, she'll randomly attack somebody and reduce their attack gauge and then heal someone as well. So it's like a double heal. So yeah, Clementine, I think, is absolutely great. I have her all in broken sets. However, these are her stats. So she has okay attack. I'm mainly splitting up everything here. If I were to really optimize her, I would just utilize her damage. So I'd have her in decent attack, high enough HP to survive. Her speed's probably pretty good. This is her effect accuracy. This is what you want really high. And then I'd get more crit damage out of her, like from the banner. That would be the ideal scenario. So here, I have the crit rate, speed, and effect accuracy. That's what I'm looking for. Attack speed, crit damage, effect accuracy. This is actually a really bad piece. I should change that. She has an effect accuracy necklace. And then I have her in crit rate earrings, an attack speed ring with attack speed magic orb. Effect accuracy on the main stat for the belt. So yeah, we're ironically going to be spamming her skill 2 here. If I had the choice, maybe I should be utilizing the Frost Relic here. Sorry, not the Frost Relic. The Wind Relic. I think the Wind Relic. Yeah, the Wind Relic removes abnormal status. One of the enemies here is Arduin, and she puts up Polymorph, which is abnormal status. So it'd be nice for Clementine to be able to dispel that. But, however, that's not the case. Okay, so we're going to go in here, show you a run. We'll show you the skill order. So Clementine's actually just going to be spamming her skill 2. Arthur's your main damage dealer here, so you want him to stay alive. And Clementine helps that become a thing if they end up like just targeting Arthur. Like I said, we're using Djerit just for the Vigor charge. Luke is here for his big heal, and if you don't have the Vigor, he's going to use his skill 1 to charge everyone's attack gauge, and then Arthur is going to use his big nuke, or he's going to just possibly give himself an attack buff increase. So here he's using his skill 3 on Ban. Ideally, it would be nice if he could use this on Tristan, just because Tristan is the main damage dealer. And this is where, like I said, we got just super unlucky. They targeted everybody. We were tempted, so now our Clementine is our only damage dealer, and this is basically a fail. I do want to showcase, though, that that 10% chance where if, like, Djerit goes in, we have the ability to use that passive 3 skill, which is like, I think it's called Future to Come or something. So here she's just using her regular abilities. And yeah, I just want to showcase this being a thing. We're not getting any of our attacks off. Okay, still not a thing. She is using her her passive, though, her first passive a lot to reduce attack gauge and all that stuff. And we're not hitting our 10 percentage. Looks like she's going to die. All right, well, that's a fail. Let's try this again. And we won't let the AI be really, really dumb. So we'll just do it ourselves because for some reason this company can't figure out how to make the AI work. So that's what you ideally want. Whenever you take it off of auto, for some reason he just targets the thing, and there you go. So that's ideally what this whole team does, but for some reason when you try and record and show it on auto, it doesn't work. But there you have it. I'm just not in the mood today, guys. I'm not feeling well. I'm trying to get you a solid video, and the game doesn't want me to showcase that to you. So, our Clementine's still asleep because of her ability, and you see here how hard that Arduin hits on her skill 2. We're just going to keep healing everybody up, pushing back her turn meter. I also love how Morgan's like sleep is like 50%, and she ends up activating it on everybody, which is amazing. And I'm really just hoping for Clementine to just trigger that Chivalry 8. But I guess 10% is too much to ask for. And I don't believe she'll actually activate it whenever she's tempted by Arduin. So that's another thing that you kind of have to compete with. The Arduin is just a real pain in the butt. You know, it's funny. I did 40 runs. Oh, there she goes. Okay, see? So the damage output from Clementine is actually really good. I don't have an ideal build on her, which is what I would want to have happen. And where you can utilize her is in those types of teams that I've showcased with Morgan and with Sergius, where she's just able to get a lot of opportunities with your whole team just taking a whole bunch of different attacks. So she doesn't even need to utilize like her turn. She can just push back people's attack gauge with her skill 2 passive. And yeah, and just utilize her as like a crazy damage dealer. That's the ideal thing. But okay, so that was all manual. I'm going to try and do this one more time. Like I said, I did about 40 runs, and I didn't need to. and it passed all 4 times. But for some reason, he does not want to target Tristan. I just don't understand why that's a thing. And then he just gets soloed by everybody. Okay, well, this actually might do the trick now. Because he survived. All right, and he finally took out Tristan. If you end up taking out Tristan, that's whenever it's a pass. But if Arthur then, for some reason, he ends up targeting like everyone but the enemy that he's strong against. I don't know. It's weird. So if you have like better vigor sets on people or whatever, I think you can utilize Clementine's skill 3 ability to just bring in 2 really good damage dealers. But you see the amount of abnormal status that Arduin actually sends out. That's why I said the Wind Relic might actually be pretty good on Clementine here if you have it, just to be able to dispel that. So yeah. But we're getting a little unlucky with the 10% clip rate on her third, or on her Chivalry 8. But yeah. I don't know. Anyway, this is a pretty easy farm, and it's 2 uncommons, a free rare, and then another rare that you're going to be able to utilize in a lot of other areas in the game. So that's kind of why I wanted to showcase it. It's not the ideal situation whenever I hit the record button, but at least I'm bringing it to you guys. So yeah, that's basically all I have. I wanted to showcase a couple heroes that a lot of people don't really utilize too much, and yeah, just get out of here. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.